Hello everyone, my name is Jesse, and today I will be talking about two very important film crew members that use a great deal of creativity in their line of work. The writer is the mastermind behind the film's story. The writer is tasked to create a world with characters in conflict, and they must brilliantly convey that story on a sheet of paper. They must know how to write so that the end product produces clear images, sounds, and emotion. This is important in order for other crew members to do their job accordingly. They rely on the writer's skill to tell a great story. One of the crew members who depend on a good screenplay is the production designer. Their task is to take the writer's words and create an environment that represents the story. If the story demands fear, they must produce the fear with darkness, shadow, and the correct tone. The production designer needs to know what visuals create certain moods. Imagine a scene with Jason from Friday the 13th, and all of a sudden you see a background with pure daylight and a rainbow. The visual world is as important as the story and characters that live in it. If you see a film and you fall in love with the set, the fantasy world in front of you, the production designer did one heck of a job. A writer's job is maybe the most difficult job of a film production because when they begin, they have nothing to work with. Research has to be done, and that could easily mean a load of information depending what type of film will be written. They have to make sure that their characters are believable, that the conflict is good enough, and that they are able to keep a viewer's attention from page 1 all the way to the last page. A screenplay can easily take from months to years to develop and complete a final draft. Writers often go through a screenplay various times before calling it a final draft. Successful writers are those that are able to take ordinary human beings and translate their vulnerabilities into a visually compelling story. To be a writer, you must have creativity, discipline, and perseverance. You have to be creative in order to take events and make them compelling, new, and captivating. Discipline is very important because writing is a task that requires organization, and that not necessarily means to be neat. And last but not least, you must know how to persevere and not give up. Given the lengthy task involved in screenwriting, a writer is vulnerable to getting overwhelmed and giving up on a story. M. Night Shyamalan is an outstanding writer who has had the ability of putting together iconic stories. His passion for filmmaking has been since childhood. No matter what Night puts his mind on, he will masterfully decode it into an outstanding and creative story. And then we have the production designer, who is tasked with creating a world from the writer's words. They have to understand what creates a scary night, a happy day, or an epic battle. Questions like, what color will I need in this set? How many background objects or people to create a busy street? Not only does a production designer have a visual responsibility, but they have to touch base with the producer and director to determine a budget that will suit the proposed work. To be a successful production designer, you need to have a vision and understanding of moods, colors, and master the understanding of subtext. James D. Bazell is an outstanding production designer who has the unmatched ability of creating unique worlds. He is known for movies like 300, Jumanji, and E.T. These films are very rich in visual aspects, and all of them convey the right ideas accordingly. James would be someone I would definitely have on my team because one thing is for sure, whatever you have in mind, he will make sure it's represented perfectly. As you can see, being a writer and a production designer requires a world of creativity and dedication. The film's success heavily relies on them doing their job right. The writer places a story and its world onto a piece of paper. The production designer takes it from the paper and makes it a visual reality on the screen. Their jobs, although different in mechanics, are virtually the same when you focus on the job description, which is to captivate the interest of the audience and take them on an unforgettable experience. Thank you for your time.